Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical, and on today's video we're swapping out an old, outdated fuse board for a new, younger model. Bruh. Right then, so we'll just take you down to the fuse board where we're going to be working. So that's the fuse board we're swapping over. So the customer just wants a split load fuse board, and then we want an RCD one side with like 5 circuits, RCD the other side with 5 circuits, and what they swapped out for a new one. So this is the old retired model, and we'll show you the new little sexy base that's going in. So here we have the newer sexy model. Look at that. It's the new dancing fuse board, 18th edition. So you got your main switch there, RCD, and then we're just going to clip these little breakers in here, and all that'll be all fully populated. Alright, so I'll just whip this cover off. So that's the cover off. So you can see all the cables, there's plenty of length in all these. So what we're going to do, you see these line cables underneath, what we'll do, we'll write down 1 to 10 on here, we'll write down the breakers that we've got, and then we'll assign the old circuit to the new kind of position on the new fuse board. So what we'll do, so it'll be 1 to 10, the kind of positions. We'll assign a breaker to that, to the 1 to 10, and then what we'll do is assign the cable to 1 to 10. So example, this C10 might be upstairs lights, so we might have circuit 5 on a B6 on the new fuse boards. What we'll do is just get the Sharpie out and do 5 little tallies on here. So that's how we kind of keep track of it. So we'll end up with like 1 to 10 all tallied up, and then what we'll do then is just disconnect it all, get the shell off, and then we can put the new board back on, get the neutrals, earths in, and then we can bang the tallied marks 1 to 10 into your MCB. So that's basically what we're doing in a nutshell. So here's the making of the thumbnail. So there's your little fuse board, there's the dancing one, sexy as ever. Looking at it. Let's get back to the video. Right then, so what I do is just get a little scrap bit of paper, just going to write down 1 to 9, 10. So 1 to 10, and then we're going to write out as breakers. So at the halfway mark, I'm going to have that kind of RCD 1 here, RCD 2 here. So then I'm going to write the kind of breaker sizes, and then we can assign that to the circuits that's already in. So we're going to go 40 for a B40, 32, 32, 20 and 6, and then 32, 32, 32, 20, I think we've got too many, 6, we'll do this. I think the wholesalers give us 1 too many 32, so that's fine. So we'll go with that, so it'll be 40, 32, 32, 26, and 32, 32, 20, can't write whilst talking, 26, 6. Right, so we'll start with that first. So what we're now going to do is assign these circuits to these over here. If you look over here, so that there is a shower, and that's over there. So what we're going to do, under this 40 amp, we'll write shower. Put a shower up for there, and then we'll just tally this up 1. Like so. What else we got? Up sockets. So let's bang that then. Up. Alright, it's terrible. Up sockets. Again, that'll be 2 on the new board. So we'll bang that on this 8. And hold down the paper this time. There we go, and then over here, it's only 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when you're doing this method, you have to make sure all your cables are twin and earths. So a twin and earth is this cable here. So it's got line and neutral and your earth built into one cable. You can get cables that are singles cables. So if there were singles cables, you'd have your neutral in its own kind of single grey core, and it won't be attached to the same cable. So in that case, you'd have to mark up all your neutrals like we've just done this, and it's a lot harder to see a black tally on there, so it becomes a little bit harder. And because all these are twin and earths, when it comes to actually wiring this back into the new fuse board, all we'll do is bring that cable, so we can just disconnect that cable there fully, pull it out, put it into your new board. We can look at the end of that and see number 1. So then we know the earth for that is going to bang in number 1 for earth, and the neutral for that is going to bang in for number 1 for neutral. and then right at the end you put your gubbins back in, and then you just put that line cable, same one, into the 40 amp. So easy as that really. So hopefully you get an understanding of how we kind of do this kind of method of swapping over the fuse boards. It's going to be pretty dark in here because we're in a cellar, we're in a basement, so there's no windows in here. And then you've just got this quite bright light from Milwaukee kind of helping us out here. So I think we'll just crack at it. So we'll disconnect all the cables out of this fuse board here, and then we'll get this new body mounted. We'll get this prepped beforehand, and then we can actually get the new cables in and powered up. Right, then we'll just prep this board now. So we've got to take these 2 screws out and then get these clipped in, and then we've got to decide how many cables are going to go through each hole. So if you look on top here, there's some knockouts here. So we need to knock these out and get some compression glands in there for the cables to come in the top of the fuse board. Alright, so here's inside this little fuse board. So you get a little buzz bar with it, you get buzz bar cover, and you get some grommet strip, which isn't very good, so I like to use my own grommet strip. Chuck that away. So next what we'll do, we'll just slide this guy across. If you look here, the buzz bar goes in there, and then your MCBs sit the other side, so you've got to set this up right. Let's see if we can do this with one hand. So that's all set up, and there's these 2 clip in, and I've just messed up the order of all these, so let's have a look. Where's my 40 gun? That's on the floor, of course. Right, so the way we set it up is 40, we've got 2 32s, and then just clip in like that. We've got 20, 20 and a 6, so that's all set up this side. So what was it, 32, 32, 26, 6, so 32, 32, 20, 6 and 6, and that's this fuse board set up. Right, so we've just got to get the buzz bar in, and we've got to get a little cover on, and then what I do is just undo that screw there, undo that screw there, all this will pull out, undo them 3, and then we've got the shell ready to prep. Right, so we're going to show you how we kind of break these down to size. So some people use a hacksaw and try and chop it, but we just like to kind of bend the copper and watch it snap. So there's 5 breakers, so you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got 1 to go into your RCD. So you want to get that on there like that. Double check, you only get 1 shot with this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 for your RCD. So I get 1 just nice and straight along that sticky up bit that goes into the breaker. You just kind of bend back and forth. It just kind of snaps the copper, and that's how we cut it up. That's ready to go into the bottom of here, and then all we do is just chop down the buzz bar cover, and get that over the buzz bar. So a quick way with working in fuse bars, if you get your drill, shove it on there, the actual, it's like a little screw mode, which it's like it stops after a certain kind of pounding. So you put it on that mode, and you can just tighten these up like most of the way, and then do the rest by hand. It just saves you just kind of twisting your hand, kind of tighten it all by hand. So what you're going to do is leave a little gap, I don't know if you can see that. So we're leaving a little gap for the buzz bar cover to go on. That's that on, and get the end one in, and then just go down them now. That's that. And then just tighten that by hand. I've got a little fuse board screwdriver, so you see that? It's got like a positive and a flat built into one, so you can get things a little bit tighter. So, that's nice and tight. And just get the buzz bar cover. So what I'm going to do is just offer this up, if you can see that. So I'm going to go 2mm past this side, put my finger on it, and then just chop in a straight line. There we go. Perfect. You also need to make sure that you've come to the kind of C clamp of the breaker. So as you tighten it up, there's like a little C that kind of brings up and kind of clamps on like that. So you need to make sure you're this side. You like this side of the C clamp. If you go behind it, it'll just be loose within there. You need to make sure that's fully in there properly. So there we go. That's one side done. So just going to do the other side now, and then these MCBs will be set up and ready to pull out. Right then, that's all set up now. So I've undone them, so they'll just pop out. Undone them 2 screws at the side, so this should get me near. Thanks. I've got one hand at the moment. There we go, that's all out. So that'll go back in right at the end once the neutrals are into the right ones. So you've got a neutral block for this RCD, you've got a neutral block for this RCD. So once all the neutrals are in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the earths are in, so 1 to 10. So now we're just going to have a think about how many cables are going to go in the cable entries at the top. Right, check this out. So the customer's giving me a proper coffee. Got them for a little selection of coffees. We'll take that. Look at that. He's even got a little frother machine. So that's whirring away in there. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's get back into this. Just noticed out the window, got some doggies down here. Oh, flipping heck. My bad. That's his mum. So if you look over here, you can see how many cables come into the fuse board. So we just need to have a quick count up and kind of note what sizes they are. So they're all 2 5s and 1 mils apart from the shower, which is this one. So if we just have a count up of those, we'll know how many we need to bring into here. So as a rule of thumb, if you put a 20 mil compression gland in, you're going to get like 2.5s in per one. And if you're going to bring a 6 mil cable in, that'll just go through one 20 mil. So if you've got 25 mil compression glands, you probably fit 3 per one. So that just gives you an idea of how many knockouts you need to kind of bash out to get the right number of cables through. And obviously we've got the bottom with the tails coming in, the main earth. So at the bottom of this one, it needs to come through, if you look here, so it needs to come through the right hand side. So all I'll do is just take this one out here, and then I've got one of these little Sputnik ones to go in. So just a regulation thing, so it'll hang out like an eyesore, but at least it'll all be glanded in, and those cables will be anchored properly, because basically these tighten on to the actual cables coming in. Right, so we've got 12 2.5 to 1 mil cables there, so we'll need 4 inches for that, and then we've got 2 10 mils there for the bondings, and we can bang that through another, so we'll go for 5 knockouts, 25 mil on the top, so 1, 2, 3, 4, well, we might have to squeeze them through 4 actually, I didn't realise that. I thought this was a 25 mil knockout, but it's not. So what we'll do is get these bashed out, and then we'll get some compression glands in the top there, and then we'll get this bashed out here and get that big Sputnik one in there. So this is what we're using to cut it out, so it's a 25 mil little speedy bit. So we'll just send that through centres of those and then get those drilled out. So that's those drilled out. So it's got these white 25 mil compression glands to fit in. So we've got 4 of those to fit in, and that big one to go at the bottom. But that's going to be a 32 mil knockout, so we'll just bash it with snips. It should knock out that knockout there. So it's all finished now, looking great. So all I have to do is disconnect all these cables out of here, pull the cables out, disconnect the shell, and put this new one in. Right then, so just going to flip this little isolator here. There we go. And that's all dead now. So we'll do live to neutral, line to earth, neutral to earth. And you just lock off the little isolator over there. So easiest way to decommission this, just get your drill, start drilling away. There we go, nicely done with one hand. Let's pull all these out then. And what the aim is really just to get them all straightened out nicely. So we'll do that for all the lines. We'll do the same again for neutrals and earths, and we'll just be left with all straight cables. We can pull them out one at a time and we can get the shed off. So that's the old fuse board out. So if you look up here, we've got the cable straightened out, ready to go into the new fuse board. And there's the new one. Look at that, beautiful. So your tails will go through there, which are these main cables here. The earth will go through there, that's your main earth. So they'll fit through them too. Well, there's 3 holes there for those cables. So they'll go in and wire into your gubbins, wherever they've gone. Earth will come up along and into your earth, and it's just like cables. I'll just now just run through the top there into those holes and wire into your earth, neutral, and finally into the MCBs in the middle. That's all the earths in there for each circuit. You got your neutrals for RCD1, your neutrals for RCD2. So that's all in nice, neat and sweet. So now we're just going to move on to the MCBs. So we'll get that gear chair in, we'll get the internals in, sorry, and then get these wired in. Right, that's the line cables in. So now it's just time for the main tails. So what I'll do is chop them 2 tie wraps, kind of bend him in, and get him up line neutral, and then earth these top left. There we go, that's all the line cables in, main earth in, and the tails, and that's everything powered up. So that's looking brilliant. So time to sticker up. So we've got a few stickers on here to stick on. So they'll just go on the front of the fuse board once we get that cover on, and we're going to print out some labels and match it up with these. So like shower, up sockets, cellar sockets, down lights, etc. Once the isolators back on. Right then, so we'll crack on labelling this up. So that's all labelled up now, that's looking nice, neat and sweet. You can see we've got the shower up sockets, cellar sockets and so on. Perfect, and all them labelled up perfectly. So we've got next test date sticker, 230 volts, RCD, 2 wiring colours, cables in through the top, and then there's big fatty, the big Sputnik one at the bottom. No, that's spot on job. So now on to the testing now. So if you don't know how we test, if you just click the little card above, that'll show how we test. If you've not got time to do this in this video, it'll be very long. So yeah, that's the new fuse board in. So we got rid of the old one, the old beaten down one, and now we've got the new younger model, and it's beautiful. So it's got the RCD protection in, so it protects the lighting circuits and the socket circuits, so it's really sick. So if there's anything you'd like to ask me or any questions about this video, just comment below, or just tell me how you found this video. I'd love to hear feedback, so any kind of feedback, just comment below. Yeah, if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know next time we upload. As always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you on the next one.